Let's talk about eggs.
Welcome back to the Medical Board Exam Experience with Dr. Kwafo. Today we are continuing a discussion with Dr. Dennis Adjepong. In a previous interview with him, he shared with us his experience on how to get research article published in your name. He shared with us his experience on how to study for USMLE Step 1 exams, the Step 2 CK, and the OET exams. Today is our final part of this interview. He's going to talk about his experience as a medical student in Poland. Let us join Dr. Dennis in our discussion. Thank you. Why did you choose even Poland to have your medical studies?
I guess it was reasonable. The cost was reasonable. I didn't want to go to half a million US loan, $500,000 student loan. I didn't want to have that. That was one of the big decision making. But then I see that it's much beneficial beneficial cost-wise, because I've seen this many people trying to retire as doctors and they haven't finished with their loan, so they can't retire. They have to keep working.
Okay.
I also understand that as a doctor, you're going to work forever and you're going to study forever. I understand by some points you need a break.
Yeah. So one of the main reasons is the cost.
The cost was the driving factor. The other side of it was, when I was going to Poland, I didn't know if you want, they would teach you and you can do most of the things with your hand before you graduate. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. So, but before, how did you get the admission?
No,
is it
they do the admissions in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do it in New York. They still do it. Now you go and take. Our time was you were admitted based on your grades from your payment or your high school science and math and physics and chemistry. But now they do entrance exam for the 6-year program.
Oh, for the medical school in Poland.
Yeah, they do entrance exams. They will, if you apply, they will give you topics to be tested on.
Okay.
Then you come in and take a test. Then they look at your score to put you into those programs.
So you take the test in the school?
Like there's a community college in Queens, in New York.
And what about those who are not in US and wants to study in
Poland? Well, there are admission offices in each continent. In US, it's in Queens. I think there's one in Florida. In Canada, there's one in Ontario. In Caribbean, there's one there. It looks like the schools have put, they have admission counselors for a prominent medical school in Europe, in every continent attached to DS. So they get students who want to come to their school and possibly they are on the waiting list if they can't get in. Then they tell them, if you want, you can go. This was also very good school to go to.
Oh, okay. So how much is their school fees?
When I started, the tuition was $9,000. And now, when I was graduating, they have increased. In the last tuition, I was like $15,000.
Oh, okay.
Now, I guess it's a little higher, but who knows?
How is the curriculum in that school?
It's the typical 6-year MD program, but we have added certain things about the US to it. Like if you take anatomy, histology, anatomy, neuroscience, our school teaches it very well. Okay. Very, very well, to the standard that anytime we finish an elective subject, the teacher, the coordinator will come and say, how many of you see anatomy, neuroscience as your specialty? Raise your hand. And I raise my hand up. You are about 7. It's like, you will be assigned Dr. This at this hospital. That's his phone number, your email, contact him. They take your list and give the teacher, and you have somebody to train you for the 6 years. So unless you, the students, don't show up, then that's your fault. That is one-on-one.
Yeah.
If you finish physiology, then they give you an anesthesiologist to work with. Along the way, some people decide, I don't like it very well, as I thought I would, and therefore it's not my specialty, and you have to leave and they replace you with somebody, other student who likes it.
Okay.
So I have students doing transplantology at their 3rd year, helping out with transplantology, transplanting the liver, kidney. Why? They see it as a specialty, they'll let you do it.
Oh, okay.
And you scrub in with your hands and you'll be doing it. Sometimes what they will do is the instructor will email you a list of surgeries they have for the week, and you will tell them which of them will fit in your schedule.
Oh, okay. So will you say the curriculum prepares you for the STEPS exams?
In my school, they do, let's say, I would say partial, 60% of the work, yes.
How?
Because the thing is, if you go for rotations and you come, every lecture subject you're tested on the MBME. The MBME is preparing for the STEP.
Oh, okay. So you start doing Yes.
And you write anatomy, histology MBME, anatomy MBME, neuroscience MBME, physiology MBME, biochemistry, anatomy, pharmacology for basics, and you write all these elective subjects. So some of the departments teach you towards it. Some of them don't do a good job, but the literature and the good materials are in the system. You can get it from your students. The seniors will give you. Like when I got to Poland the first time, somebody showed me this book. The very first day my bag arrived in Poland, somebody gave me this book. He said, "This is your medical school Bible." And I still have the book, but I have customized the book. Hold on, let me find it. 2012, see?
Okay.
And I customized it because I put notes from my instructors in it. And I put what I call the micrograph and the graph that comes. I put it in there. You see that?
Yeah. Okay.
I have to add this to it because the first edition didn't have the pictures.
Yeah.
So then I buy an atlas and I paste it in it. So if I see a question and they bring something similar to that, I know that it is in my book.
So it seems most of the students in the medical school in Poland also study like towards step 1.
Yes, we are okay. See, the chapter by chapter, the teacher will teach you what you're supposed to know. But after you've learned it, you have to channel it to step 1 because in my school, everybody else buy atlas, 2 of them. One of them, you're going to cut it like an album, like I cut this one.
Yeah.
And you read a textbook. There are so many textbooks I brought from Poland. Hold on, let me see. Like this book, okay. This is not a course textbook that we use in lectures. My mentor, who was mentoring me through neuroscience, told me, "Dennis, you need to get this. If you want a career in neuroscience, you have to get this." Now, this has great pictures for every CT scan, MRI you need in neuroscience. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this puts me ahead of my competitor in another medical school that doesn't have that one-on-one mentoring. And my mentors were 2. One had 42 years experience in neuroscience, one had 33. So the day that one is off from rotations, I rotate with the other one. And so, I'm doing what I'm doing for free and I'm benefiting in return.
Okay, so what will you say you don't like about the curriculum or the medical school in Poland? What is it that you don't like about it?
Yes, there are 2 things. One, some departments don't prepare towards the step 1. One of the departments is behavioral science, one of them is psychiatry, and one of them is microbiology. These are the 3 departments that, let's say, they need to be changed. They need to change a little bit. Because when we were doing behavioral science, psychiatry, MBME, the MBMEs were DSM-5, okay, right? And we were taught DSM-4 in lecture hall. The teacher told us that DSM-5 is what is being used in the US, but the textbooks haven't gotten to Poland.
Okay.
So we're going to test you. So I don't know what to tell you. You can Google it out, whatever it is, but what I have here is DSM-4 standard I have to teach you, but the test is called DSM-5. You will curve it a little bit, but that's just the way it is. But now I guess they have fixed it by now.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm going to fix it.
So during your clinical years, did you have problem with language?
No, we didn't have problem with language. We have an interpreter that the hospital itself have interpreted from English to Polish.
Okay.
So that wasn't the big part of the problem. Even in the US, you have people with Spanish who can speak. You get somebody to interpret. So that one is fine. Okay. The big part of the work is that it is hard for a doctor in Europe who was taught in the European way to teach the American way. That's a bigger part of it.
Okay.
So what the teachers do is they point you to the materials. Hey, I have taught you this, but don't forget to watch these videos to supplement it.
Okay.
Like anatomy, look, one of my best subjects in medical school is anatomy pharmacology. Those ones, it comes with me naturally. So if you ask me and it's not on top of my mind, I know where to find information. These books, yeah, you see them here, I'll go through some of them. I'll go through as much as I can go to, because I know that for the rest of my career, it's going to be bread and butter. I'm going to see the scans, everything else. So I'm not rushing for it.
So outside the school and the hospital, the Poland country itself, when you enter the country, how do they welcome foreigners? Are they rich?
It's very similar to Brazil. And, Brazilians are just like Ghanaian. If you know what you're doing, nobody cares about you, it's fine. You have your money, you buy what you want to buy, whatever. But our school is at the outskirts of Poznań, which is close to an airport. You know how Reagan Airport is at the outskirts of Virginia, almost close to DC. Our school is like within 10 minutes drive to the airport. So the way it is the people that sell around the area, the food, the restaurants or whatever, knows that this school have English-speaking English-speaking students.
Okay.
So they have the cashiers, the workers all speak English.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if you get on campus, that's the only place people speak English that very often. But don't get me wrong. My class, we have people that speak Italian, Latin, Arabic, Polish. I have students that speak 7 international languages.
Oh, okay.
And so the languages, it wouldn't be a problem. You just obviously going to have somebody who speaks your language to be your friend.
Yeah, exactly. So for foreigner who lives by himself or wants to support his education in Poland, are there part-time jobs for students to support themselves?
No, you can't do that. It's a full-time program. The average Polish employee worker gets about $400 a month. So if you go work for that and have 9,000 school fees, how are you going to pay? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You have to have family that can pay $9,000 to look at a lot of money, but in America, 9,000 is nothing.
Yeah.
So let's say you have 9,000 to pay in a year, okay? So if you have family members that will give you half of the money before you go, and they split the rest, the school do payment plan for students.
Okay.
So you can. I remember anytime the semester ends, I owe the Bezos office another $3,000, and it's normal. Every student will have owed something because I paid part of it, and when the school ends, I'll go and give them the money.
Yeah.
So that one is not a problem at all.
Okay. So
they understood that we want quality education at a higher cost. We will get to it, but not in a timely manner. So sometimes when you are going to write an exam, they will send a letter to come and do a payment plan and catch up with the payments, which we did. And they work with you. They work with you on that.
Thank you, Dr. Dennis. I think we can end it here.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Then let me give my cell phone number out again. Those who want research publication on PubMed, my cell phone number is +1 571 277 1998 +1 571 277 1998.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.